I'm Mike Miller.
And I'm Norma Miller.
Yeah, I'm the women's basketball coach at Messiah College for the past, now it'll be 32 years. Back in the day, I was asked 1 week before the season started if I could coach for 1 year, and Norma and I talked about it and said if we could, we can do this as long as we do it together and as a ministry to the girls, and here we are.
When we said that, I don't know that we knew what we were saying. We committed to do that as much as we knew at the time what we were doing, and that has really morphed over 32 years.
And every time I say we, if it's related with basketball, it would be Jody, Noble, and I. We've been together for 30 plus years. Our two mission statements that we talk to recruits about very simply are boiled down to this. The first one is our job is to make sure that those players are at a position that they will be successful when they leave Messiah College. The second one is we want to advance the kingdom of Christ through basketball.
We were in the tournament and we had lost a game. And one of the things that the girls always do at the end of the game is they'll ask the other team if they want to pray. And so they did that with this team. Then afterwards they leave. They go to their respective lockers and we don't see them again. And one of them, I don't know who it was, but they came running out and were so excited. The opposing team had asked our team to go into their locker room with them and pray over one of the girls that was injured and some other things. So they were actually able to continue that ministry off the court into a locker room. We hit about 12 years into the program and we were doing fine, but players started to really have some bizarre injuries. And I happened to be at a timeout for moms at McBick. Sherry Hess was there, who has a connection with Messiah basketball from before Mike was a coach. And I just was talking to her, telling her some of what was going on, and she said, well, it sounds to me like you guys need to pray through some of these issues. And so at that point, I talked to Mike and we talked to Pastor Ken, and we had a prayer time with both Mike and I and Jody Noble, another assistant coach, Larry Sassman, and an alum from the program that had been a part of the program before Mike and after Mike. So she had both coaches. Found out the previous coach, some things had happened. It maybe wasn't going quite the way that would have made Jesus real happy. And so we prayed through those things with Pastor Ken there. And it was at that point that there were changes, both with how Mike was allowed to coach from the college's perspective. Injuries kind of healed up, recruits started coming in, and the program turned around and we started on what has been a path of unbelievable success in the earthly realm.
I'd probably be vulnerable. I got drug into that situation. It's not my background growing up. It is now, and not just because of that. It's my growth. No, I definitely recognize just the power of prayer, the power of being aware of attacks and the enemy. And when you wear Messiah, you can't just think it's just basketball. I started having health issues, diagnosed with diabetes and everything that goes with that. Bunch of stuff. Wasn't good about medicines and reading.
That is a
okay. So ended up being that I had a major health crisis about 5 years ago. I had a really hard time just even walking back in the gym, like a post-traumatic stress syndrome. And at the very first game, it was hard.
Yeah, we thought he had some heart issues. He was taken off a bus. We were on our way to a game. Took him off a bus directly to the hospital. I remember vividly that next game. He calls me, we were at home here at Messiah. He calls me, I can't go in, and I pulled him back into a back closet and I prayed over him, and I talked about how, you know, when the Israelites first went through the Red Sea, God parted it and they went through. But then it came time to cross the Jordan, I think, and they had to step into the water before it parted. And I said, you need to step on that court and then it's all gonna go. You're gonna be fine. And he absolutely was fine. I don't credit that to me. I credit that again to that awareness that sometimes there's a spiritual battle taking place. And I think that God has anointed him for what he does. He's very good at what he does, but he was faithful to that. And I think the enemy really wanted to take him out. There's just more for him to do, more that God wants him to do for this program, for this college, and for his kingdom in Mechanicsburg and beyond, that the enemy was trying to take him out. And I, as his wife, wasn't going to let that happen.
So what these things and hardships and doing hard It's just strengthens relationships. For me, it created better habits, which then helps my spiritual life. For whatever reason, God put John Flanagan in my life at the perfect time. And we helped each other through some things. Jody just has my back in life and everything. And so does Larry, and then Norma, obviously. But those type of relationships just give you confidence that people will tell you when you need to adjust and be better. And you don't have to do it on your own as well.